Today I want to talk about this watch. This is the SKX 173, which is basically the same thing as the SKX 007. It's a watch that had a big, humongous following. I know it got discontinued, so a lot of people, that either forgot about it or they have it. They just have it somewhere. They're not using it too much. The hype is pretty much gone. I know there was 1,000 videos made on this watch, but this watch is still around. And I want to tell you guys a story, why I got this watch and what this watch has been through and why I think this is still an amazing watch. This is one watch that I got way more than my money's worth out of it when I bought it. I bought this watch about 12 or 15 years ago. The reason I bought this watch is because I was pouring concrete, I was traveling a lot, and I needed a watch that could get wet. I was never going to be worried about, damaging the watch with water. I was traveling different cities, so I wasn't here in town, so I couldn't take it to the shop and get it repaired right away. So I needed a watch that I could travel with, and I was never going to have to worry about the watch got wet or something happened to it, and it rained or pouring concrete, so that's always wet. So I got this watch. I wasn't even watching YouTube back then. I don't know if the hype was already there, that far back, but I got the watch, I started wearing it, started traveling with it. It originally came with a rubber strap. I got rid of the strap right away. I don't really use those straps too much, and I started wearing it in a NATO. Now, NATO straps are good for this watch, for what I was doing, and now I still wear them because I think this watch just looks great on a NATO. This is a watch that, for some reason, I think because it's not so long, it's only 46 millimeters long. With a NATO, it just looks perfect. I don't wear my NATOs like most people. This part that wraps around. Some people, they like it here and here on the side, and I've never liked it. I think it looks like a backpack when you have a big old thing right there on the side, and I never liked the NATO like that, but I do like NATOs, especially for work. So I was wearing this watch, which is an amazing watch. It's 200 meters water resistant, so I didn't have any issues, getting this watch wet at all. I never worried about it. I did scratch it up. It does come originally in a Harlex crystal. I scratched it up. I couldn't even read the time anymore. So I did change the crystal a few times. Right now it's got a sapphire. I did change the bezel too. It is the original insert. That's still okay. It's scratched up, but it's still okay. And the watch, I think the watch still looks great, even through all the beating it's taken. I mean, this watch is, when I say beating, this watch took a beating. I'm left-handed, so anytime I wear my watch on my left hand, but I am left-handed, so anytime I get a hammer, a sledgehammer, you drive stakes with a sledgehammer all the time. Anything I did, if I was pounding concrete, whatever I was doing, I was using my left hand, and this watch was in my arm. So when I say this watch took a beating, it took a beating, and it's also given things a beating. I'm sure this watch has scratched my truck a lot because it's 14 millimeters tall, and then when it's on a NATO, it's even taller. Oh, it's a kind of a tall watch, but I love it. I poured concrete with it. I think if anybody can say this is a good watch, it's either a diver or somebody that poured concrete with it. There was a time where I couldn't even change the time on this watch because this part here, where the crown's at, was all full of concrete. And I forgot to wash it, a few times, and it had a big old cluster of concrete there, and I couldn't even take it off. So for back then, I was trying from Arizona to Texas a lot, and there was a 2 hours difference. And so I couldn't change the time, so I'd wear it when I was here in Arizona. I knew it was 2 hours more because I couldn't change the time on it. And eventually one day I took it off, cleaned it, and it's okay now. So these watches have taken a beating. This is an amazing watch. This is a watch that, for somebody that's left-handed, that poured concrete, that right now I'm a maintenance supervisor. I do roofing with it. That's what all this paint is. I was doing some roofing today. I do plumbing. I do, HVAC. This watch is underneath refrigerators and stoves and all kinds of things. And this watch, for the beating it's taken, it still looks good. It's not the only watch I wear, and especially not now. I'm not wearing this watch too much anymore. But this is a watch that has taken a real true beating, and this is a great watch. I hope people don't forget about this watch. The SKXs, where there's a reason why they're so amazing for the price. I know the price has gone up because it got discontinued, and of course, anything that's discontinued, the price will go up. This is a great watch. This is a watch that is always going to be dear to me because of what it traveled, what it did with me, the beating it took. I don't think there's any other watch that could take the beating that this watch has taken. There may be, I don't know, but I don't know if a Rolex could have taken the beating. Of course, I would never take a Rolex on, pouring concrete. I don't know what watch could have taken a beating. There probably is, but for the price of this watch, for the movement that's in it, of course, it doesn't have a hacking or you can't wind it up. You got to move it to wind it up. But for the price, for what it is, for what it's done for me, it's more than paid itself off, pouring concrete and doing all kinds of work. This is a great watch. I just want to tell you guys my story on my SKX. This, like I said, this is not the 007. This is SKX 173. And I'll see you guys in the next video.